All right, we're recording. How are you?
I'm all right. What's been happening?
Yeah, not much. I just finished work. And how about you?
Yeah, just working on some music. So yeah,
Nice. Good to hear. Yeah, Cody recommended me to your music.
awesome.
So,
So are you based in Perth then?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Gotcha.
Yeah, we met at the Title Expo in originally Melbourne, and then I met him in Perth again.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
yeah, he's a good guy. Uh, oh, all right. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what inspired your name? I Built the Sky. Where did that come from?
So it's like a couple of things. So first off, like I wanted to have a unique, original name, and I would think of like what I thought were cool band names, and they're always taken. So it took me a long time to come to that one, and I just thought I kind of stumbled on it over a period of time, trying to figure out a cool band name. And I really like the idea of like the sky as a theme in my project, and I sort of took that on and did like the naming my songs after clouds and all that sort of stuff early on. So yeah, just a bit of a fascination as well as trying to take the time to make something unique.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's good. When I saw the name, I was like, oh, that's a sick name, and I was instantly excited to listen to the music based on the name. So
Awesome. Yeah, I've had people listen to it purely based on the name and message me and say, hey, I just was curious about your name and I like what you do. So
yeah,
yeah, it's cool. I think it's a good thing to do. Really take some care and have an interesting and captivating name.
yeah, I agree, and you pulled that off nicely. So well done.
Awesome.
The next thing, so how did you get into music? Who were your inspirations and what genres? Was it just rock and metal, or did you have other inspirations?
Well, like my dad is a bit of a musician who plays guitar and other things, trumpet and stuff like that, was in bands and stuff like that. So I've always had music around. What really got me excited is when I started hearing about punk music like Green Day, Blink-182, to sort of like to the later end of my primary school years. And so yeah, the punk sort of stuff really got to me, and I was in like bands trying to do that kind of sound and that early on, and then I just was really inspired by the guitar as well. So I started trying to go deep in learning guitar and trying to make interesting guitar stuff. So yeah, basically stemmed from punk and rock, I suppose. And metal came later. Metal came later.
Yeah, yeah, because I gotta say, not that I don't notice too much punk influence in your music, more progressive metal, but
For sure. I think where it comes into it is some of the guitar layering ideas that are underneath the riffs are very, very punk inspired, I suppose. And I think just the general moods, I think, are a bit punk inspired at times. I think I've obviously got a bit of a twist on that, so it's probably not as obvious, but yeah, it's definitely where I've come from.
Yeah, nice. So who would you say is your favorite punk rock band?
There's a band called Moneen, Moneen, which were a huge influence. I think their songwriting is phenomenal. It's really amazing. Just great songs, well played, and just a really great energy about them. I really love that band. I mean, Blink-182 is a big one too. I don't know what it is, but it's just I just love what they do. Bands like Antiskeptic, which is an Australian band. Kiss Chasey were a bit more recent, who are also Australian. I mean, what else? Like Body Jar, another one I really love. Like I feel like these punk kind of bands really have great songs. So that's something that I strive for personally.
All right, nice. Yeah, well, I love punk myself, so yeah, I do see where you're coming from.
Cool.
Yeah. And so, all right, so listen to your music. I listened to two albums of yours just to get a taste of what you like. The first album I listened to was "The Sky Is Not the Limit," which
Yeah.
came out in 2016. It says on YouTube Music, and yeah, so I was listening to that. And what can you tell me about your mindset during this album? The creation.
So yeah, I just was trying to because I was like mixing and mastering and doing all of that myself at that point, which was a passion of mine. Obviously, that's going to be to the detriment of the end result because it's not produced like with someone who's specializes in that, which is sort of what I like to do now. Get someone that really really has that extra magic to add to the overall productions. So doing more of that these days. But yeah, at that time, I just wanted to just do the best I could, you know, I don't know, I'm just hungry to make music and make interesting music. So there's a few different styles in there as well. I love riffs and making cool riffs. So that's another thing that I spent a lot of time on, trying to sculpt riffs and stuff like that, which hasn't changed really. I'm always constantly trying to figure out really cool riffs. But yeah, I was having a lot of fun with it at that time. Like I wasn't full time, but you know, around then. But that sort of started getting the ball rolling a fair bit. That album, I got to play some tours around Australia and overseas with that material. So yeah.
No, it's really good. And the one thing I noticed about it, I was trying to think of the word all day, trying to think of how to describe it. It sounded like more of a mellowish take on progressive metal. It sounded like, you know, not like boring or not quiet, but like kind of like a more, dare I say, if you've used acoustic elements, like, you know, kind of like a dreamy sound, like an ambient dreamy sound with the progressive metal. That's what I got. It was like a kind of a nice, relaxing but not boring experience, like a nice mixture. It sounded like to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I try to make it interesting, but very very easy to listen to. So it's like aggressive at times, but it's not too many punches to the head, you know.
Yeah.
Like I do like the acoustic stuff as well, and just interesting clean stuff and ambience and yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. What you're saying for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, because the reason I brought that up is because when you compare that to the other album I listened to, the Zenith Rise, which came out 2019, to me that's a lot more technical and a lot more hard hitting than the previous effort. Like there's definitely mellow moments, but the other one had more of it more fluently. And when I listened to the Zenith Rise, I was like, oh, this is a lot less ambient, a lot less mellow, a lot less calm at points than was the other album. And that's the main thing I took away from it.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily intentional. I'm always just trying to write the best music I can. So whatever happens, kind of happens. But I think it was better to, because in the album previously there was like a few ambient stuff in the middle, which some people said that it you kind of lose the momentum by doing that. So I sort of did a thing where I did a more consistent format, I suppose, and then had some acoustic stuff at the end. So maybe it's just taking what I've learned from doing it over time and trying to harness the best that I can. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And like I said, this one, the Zenith Rise, I thought was a lot more technical, creative, but more hard hitting. Like, yeah, which is an interesting change of pace, knowing that both your albums don't sound identical. There's actually a lot of switch ups, a lot of different styles, which is good. Which means you're learning. You know, you want to do different stuff, which is a good trait. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I never want to just I never want to like make the same album again. You know, I want to always like lift up everything about it. You know, the production, the songwriting, and the riffs, and just everything about it. I'm trying to top whatever I've released previously. I'm always trying to better it somehow. So I feel like I did that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that was really good. And so, is there anything that you can tell me or the group that I'll be posting this on about future projects coming up? Or, like you said at the start of the video, you're working on new music. Like,
Yeah,
is there anything you can
absolutely.
tell me?
Yep. So the first thing that will likely come out is an acoustic album. So that's a bit different again. I feel like it's a bit of a side thing to my mainstay, but I get a lot of interest in my acoustic music as well. So I thought I would just make an acoustic release, fully acoustic. No, not trying to somehow add that into my like album or something like that. I want it to be its own thing, and it's a fun challenge for me as well. I really enjoy making acoustic music because it takes the production out of it. You know, it's just more so relying on the songwriting and, you know, not like these really amazing drum sounds or something, you know what I mean, to carry like the song through, you know. So it's a good challenge in that way. And also like it's a lot harder to play an acoustic guitar than it is an electric guitar. So lots of challenges involved, and I'm just really excited to do that release as a fully acoustic thing. I think a lot of my audience will appreciate it. And then I'll be doing like my main album, what I would call the main focus of what I do, like album 4 sort of thing. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to improve everything, you know, the songwriting and the production and just the sort of like angle I want to take on my music. You know, I want to figure out a way that I can sort of stand out a little bit from others in a similar style, you know, or that get sort of names that get mentioned together. I sort of want to have my own sort of angle and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm sort of working on as well. As well as that is a collaborative EP with a friend of mine, Jake, who is based in Sydney. He's in a band called the Helix Nebula, and he also plays guitar for Pliny Live. So he does a lot of touring and that sort of thing, and he's an amazing songwriter. So we're doing a collaborative EP together. So that's also going to come out probably early next year.
Oh, nice. So you're very busy. That's good. That's a good thing.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before we wrap this up, like, is there anything you want to shout out? Anyone or anything that you want to say before? Yeah.
I found this really amazing comedian, Australian. I think he's based in Melbourne. His name is Ruben Solo, Reuban Solo. I would check that out. I know it's not music, but yeah, it's really, really. I feel like he needs a shout out. Like, he's doing great stuff, and I can see that he'll do well. But yeah, that's what comes to mind.
Cool. And the last thing I want to say is, because this is what hit me when I first heard your music. Have you heard of the band Animals as Leaders?
I have. Yes.
I was like, oh, that's cool. This is elements of that, and they got me excited. So
cool. Yeah, I get that a lot for sure. And that's awesome. Like, I don't know if I don't take direct influence off them personally, but I can see how there's a lot of similarities and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely get that a lot. So that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's everything for today. When I post this on my group, I'm gonna tell them about your upcoming projects, and then hopefully, if I send you the link on your Yahoo, you can check the page out if you haven't already, and then check out the interview. I'm gonna tag your I Built the Sky page, and
awesome.
Then you're gonna check it out, share it, do whatever you want with it, and then all right. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. All right. Enjoy your day.